Am I the asshole for telling my sister's friend to wear some clothes around the house? I, male 26, got into an altercation with my sister for scaring her friend. About a week ago, my sister, female 28, and her friend, female 27, moved into my place due to some unfortunate financial difficulties. I work 6 days a week and make a good enough salary to accommodate all of us, considering they are both unemployed. Anyway, I wake up at my usual time ready to take a shower, and out comes a friend wearing only a short robe with her cleavage out. I hinted at her revealing clothing, and she just smiled and said it was no big deal. Keep in mind, I'm quite religious, and they are not, and they both know it. Another day or two, I see her again, same time, just before I head out to work, and she's only wearing a crop top and panties. I tell her to put on something when she's out and about the house and go off to work. Then I come home to an angry sister who says her friend now feels scared of me and is uncomfortable. I try to reason with her and tell her it's conflicting with my tenets, but she said I should apologize. Am I the asshole? Of course you are. Of course you are, dude. You let this woman live with you, and then you're like, well, you have to follow my strict morality tenets. And like, it'd be one thing if she was like freebasing heroin on your couch, right? Like at that point you could go, I'm not cool with that. Or even, I feel like if she was walking around naked, be like, I'm not really comfortable with that. I don't like the clothes you're wearing is not a good enough reason. It's just not, dude. And like, especially since you're specifically like, she's barely wearing any clothes when she comes out of the shower. I expect a good and proper Christian woman to be fully dressed when she's bathing. You're insane. You're insane, and I hope your sister and her friend can get out of this situation before you turn dangerous. Oh boy, it's Reddit. I forgot, it's Reddit. This is gonna be really bad. Not the asshole. Hi, sis and sis friend. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you to move out. My religious beliefs do not allow me to be in the presence of a woman when they are dressed in a way that displays their body. I can't go against my religion and would hate for you to be uncomfortable in my house. And to... Oh, it's gonna be the classic, oh, well, it's your house, your rules. The 50-year-old men have found this post, chat. We're back in it, baby! You have to wear a full fucking suit when you shower, or else you're a slut, not the asshole! If your bits are covered and you are comfy, wear whatever you want at home and in your shared living space. If you don't live in a shared space, wear as much or as little as you want. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. As long as your bits aren't out, no one has a right to tell you what to fucking wear. I don't care that it's his house. She's walking around half naked and making you uncomfortable at the same time complaining about you. She's not wearing clothes when she gets out of the shower, and she has the gall to complain about you? It's your fucking house. It's your fucking house. My house, my rules. No, they are not guests in... No. This is the problem. This is the problem right here. The 50-year-old men have found the chat. They are not guests. You are letting them live with you. Also, if you're looking at your guests when they exit the shower and commenting on what they're wearing, I don't want to be a guest at your fucking home. So I was staring at your cleavage as you exited the bathroom. And I don't really like that I was staring at your cleavage while you exited the bathroom. Also, like, what does showing your cleavage even mean in this respect? Like, did she, totally tits out, or, was her shirt down to here? Because that's a wide fucking margin, my dude. Am I a slut now? Am I against your religious beliefs? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Christians in chat. Oh God, we're all going to hell now. It's so insane. Honestly, I hope that they do get out of your house soon, because they're not safe there. They're just not safe there. And you know what? I knew get a weird vibe, not only just from the title of it, but also as soon as the first paragraph is like, it's important for me, the poster, to let you know I make a lot of money and they make no money. So obviously, I'm in the morally superior position. You're the asshole. You're the asshole, dude. Fucking get over yourself. Also, your religion... My religion doesn't let me look at women in low-cut shirts, but it's okay for priests to fuck kids. That's fine. But if I have to look at you in booty shorts when you're exiting... If I have to look at you in booty shorts when you're exiting the bathroom... Well, that's across the line. Jesus didn't die for this. He died so he could protect pedophiles in the clergy. Also, if your religion is against you looking at people that aren't completely covered, then don't share a living space with people you aren't married to. That's also true. You should have... Honestly, if it's that big of a deal for you, when your sister was like, hey, I'm having financial difficulties, me and my friend are losing our apartment, or whatever happened, we need a place to stay, can we stay with you? No, I'm scared of women. That's it. Done. That's all you gotta do. Okay, we're moving on. That one was... Woof. That was a lot. Would I be the asshole for telling my boyfriend that his family can't stay with us for Christmas? That's juicy. Let's go. My partner Joe, 29 male, and I, 26 female, have been together for almost 6 years and own a house together for nearly 2 years. My partner's family are from a city almost 4 hours away, whilst I am lucky enough to live less than an hour from my own family. Every year when Christmas comes around, the conversation starts about whose family we will see. My parents are divorced, so there are 3 different places we could go and everybody wants to see us. My mom also lives alone and struggles with her mental health, so I feel bad for leaving her on Christmas. We haven't yet spent a single Christmas with Joe's family. Each year we have attempted to make arrangements, but it never works out. It is difficult to stay with them for Christmas, as they don't have a spare room in their house. Hotels are expensive around Christmas time, and Joe and I are in agreement that we don't wish to stay in a crappy hotel over Christmas that costs a fortune. The biggest issue is that Joe's family have a very large, territorial, and aggressive dog that they struggle to control. When we have visited, we have been forced to remain upstairs out of the way as this dog's behavior is so unpredictable, and anytime he's hurt us, he lost his shit downstairs. We are very fortunate to have our own large house with 2 spare double bedrooms. This is perfect for welcoming Joe's family for Christmas. Joe has started to make arrangements for his family to come over and stay the holiday this year, which is lovely. The problem is the family will refuse to come without bringing their dog. I'm very concerned about this because A, the dog has a history of aggression. I don't feel like I can come downstairs to our kitchen where he would stay overnight, or I'd just be scared to walk around in my own house. Joe thinks the dog can stay outside in our small garden most of the time, but we can't predict the weather that far in advance, and his barking would disturb our neighbors on Christmas Day. I'm worried that the safety and well-being of my cats, they will feel very anxious and could be torn apart. Everyone will be stressed out over trying to control the dog. I shared my concerns, and Joe told me that although he understands why I'm worried, he genuinely doesn't believe this will be a problem. I love men. Here's 8 reasons why this will be a problem. Babe, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. Okay, but what about the reasons I just stated? It's fine. It's fine. I share my concerns with Joe, and he told me although he understands why I'm worried, he genuinely doesn't believe this will be a problem. He shared that they plan to bring a large crate to keep the dog in the kitchen, where he He can be in our garden or be out on walks most of the time. I just can't see this logistically working. Joe has since told me that he already told his family that it won't be a problem before consulting me. Joe, come on, Joe. You can't do that. You know that's against the rules. I was obviously upset about this too. I don't want to be the asshole and tell his family they aren't allowed to come for Christmas, especially as we have never spent a Christmas with them. I also don't want his family to think I'm the reason they can't stay if Joe has already told them yes. Would I be the asshole for telling them they can't come if they bring their aggressive dog? How long have you been married? Or at least owned a home together 2 years? You know that's against the rules, Joe. That's too much time. First 6 months living together, you're like, oh yeah, I invited my family for Christmas without telling you. I get it. I've done it. 2 years, Joe? No, Joe. Come on. So, no, you're not the asshole. That's a shitty situation for everyone, really. Because, like, obviously your husband wants to see his family. Obviously your family, his family wants to see both of you. And I understand also why they don't want to leave their dog at home. Leaving your dog at home is terrifying. You obviously can't get a babysitter for the dog because the dog will eat the babysitter. Because your dog's a monster and you refuse to train it. But no, you're not an asshole for being like, well, I can't put my safety and the safety of my pets at risk because your parents won't leave their dog at a kennel. Like, no, you're not the asshole here. I don't think so. Just train your dog, dude. Why won't people just train their dogs? If you get a dog, train it. If it's aggressive, train it more, actually. Train it double. I do like this point where the husband is like, well, we can just put him outside. And she's like, well, that would disturb our neighbors on Christmas. I don't know. Like, that point specifically, in a bubble, in a vacuum, right? That point specifically, I would rather annoy my neighbors for a day on one Christmas than tell my boyfriend or my husband or boyfriend or whatever Joe and this lady are. My partner. There we go. That's the word I was looking for in my fucking brain. I would rather disturb my neighbor than tell my partner, hey, by the way, your parents' dog, super noisy. You can't see them on Christmas. Nuh-uh. Just can't happen. Alright, let's look at the comments. Not the asshole, you need to put your foot down on this one, say no, and mean it. There's no reason they can't board the dog in kennels for a few days while they visit. There's no reason for them to bring an aggressive dog to your home that will likely end up scaring your cats into running away. True. 100% true. No kennel is going to deal with that? I don't know about that. My dog can't be around other dogs, so his trainer boards dogs. One of the only people who could handle my dog, and yes, it is much more pricey than a kennel, but it's what we have to deal with. Hopefully OP's in-laws can look into something like this and just in general. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, you can't just say that doesn't exist. Like, hey, you should put your dog in a kennel. Actually, no kennels take aggressive dogs. You can't just say that like it's fact. It's untrue. They need to leave their dogs at home, not the asshole. I've never understood why people feel like they can bring their dogs into people's homes. We are a dog free because we don't like hair and dogs on our furniture. We like dogs finding their own space, just not in ours. I think that's fair. As someone who both loves dogs and is also allergic to dogs, I understand. I understand very well why you wouldn't want your whole house to be covered in dog hair. That being said, I will sit in a friend's house with tears rolling down my eyes, my nose completely stuffed solid, with my my head on the back of a dog's neck going, yes, you're a fluffy baby. As my friends look at me in horror and go, dude, are you alright? And I'm like, I've never been better. It's the same thing, but if that was my life at my house every day, I'd die. Probably. Shout out to hypoallergenic dogs. Hypoallergenic dogs are the real MVP. Not the asshole. I want to focus on the first part where your partner made the decision that this arrangement was okay for both of you without consulting you and while knowing that it was making you uncomfortable. Taking away your voice is not a partnership. I would probably spend more time wanting to talk about that, to be honest. I think that's a fair point. I think that's again, 2 years. You know the rules, Joe. You've been doing this long enough. It's not common for people visiting family for the holidays to bring their pets with them. It doesn't matter the reason that you don't need to search for one in order to be able to simply say that you are not comfortable with that. If you wanted to go the extra step to offer a doggy daycare or local pet sitting solution, you certainly can, but ultimately it's their responsibility to make arrangements for their pet or decide not to travel. I don't think you should pay for a doggy daycare for your in-laws' dog. Especially with its history of aggression, you would have to disclose that for, like, safety reasons, or else you would be the asshole. And that's gonna be expensive, because aggressive dogs are aggressive, and they're hard to deal with. You could certainly point them in the direction of a couple that are local, but, no, absolutely you should not pay for that. Not the asshole. You should be able to feel safe and comfortable in your own home. Joe has since told me that he already told his family that it won't be a problem before consulting me. That's not how things should be done. Up to here, this person is completely right. He shouldn't be surprised if you spend Christmas elsewhere. Spend it where? I guess you could go to her parents. She said that they only live like an hour away, but I really like the idea of him having his family over for Christmas, having a wonderful Christmas dinner, as she sits in her car in like a 7-Eleven parking lot going, this'll show him I'm mad. Like, that's any more productive. Is it really not common for people to not bring their pets when visiting family? I agreed that the aggressive dog should not be invited, but I thought it was standard for pets to come when visiting family. Yes, I don't think that's untrue. I think it depends on the family. I also think that, like, I feel like it's expected. Like, if I invited a family member with a pet to my house, right? I would expect them to bring the pet unless, and this I think is the important part, I explicitly ask them not to. Like, if I didn't want, like, my sister's dog to come over when she visited, but I didn't tell her that, and she showed up with the dog, I certainly wouldn't be upset about it. I'd go, oh, well, yeah, I guess that's on me for not saying anything. But no, I think you're right. I think you're right. It is usually, like, if you have family members with pets, I think it's, like, agreed upon that, like, they are part of the family. They come with you. Unless they're super fucking aggressive. I wouldn't let an aggressive member of my family in my house. Valid, I know my family has always been pet friendly and we have always traveled with our pets. Same. Absolutely same. Tell them you want the dog muzzled when he's out of the crate in the house, and that's a deal breaker. Your house, your rules. Don't. I hate that I'm agreeing with a your house, your rules post. We just talked about this. That's not a bad compromise. I would ask OP about specifics on the previous aggression. For background on why I asked, my dog I adopted at age 5. Last family got rid of her because of aggression. What was the aggression? She showed her teeth at a new puppy and uncontrollable kids. With very little work, I still have her at 14. She hasn't bitten anything. Train your dogs! We've also never kept any aggressive pets. The one aggressive pet we did have, we gave her up after she attempted murder. I think that's also fair. I feel like, okay, so training aggressive dogs is hard. I understand this. I empathize with this. You either train it, or you go, well, we can't handle this. Those are your two options. And I think both are valid. Sorry. I think both are valid. I just don't think you can choose neither. I don't think you can take a, well, it is what it is approach on your aggressive, violent dog. Sorry. Sorry, violent dog owners. That's just life. Alright, let's move on to the next one. It was a cat, and training a murderous cat. Oh, yeah, that's true. Training cats is way fucking harder than training dogs. Maltempered cats are so hard to train. It's ridiculous. They take so much time and so much patience and so much effort. Am I the asshole for kicking my mom out when she was already having a hard time? Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Am I the asshole for kicking my mom out when she was... Am I the asshole for kicking my mom out when she was already having a hard time? My parents have been married for over 30 years. I, female 26, am their only child together. My dad has 2 adult kids from his first marriage. Both my half-siblings are in their late 30s. My mom has always tried to be seen as a parent and a second mom to my half-siblings, who lost their mother when they were small kids. They never accepted or wanted my mom, and it broke her heart. I watched it happen over and over again when I was a child. She was a good mom to me when I was little, and she was there for me. But I always knew her heart was breaking when it came to my half-siblings. That's tough. That is tough. Over the years, it got a little worse when my half-siblings both had children with their spouses. My mom was not grandma or step-grandma to those kids. She was just lady grandpa is married to. My mom has broken down, and I've supported her so many times. I had my first child this summer, and I thought it might help my mom. She would finally have a grandchild and could pour her love into him, but she wasn't there for me or him like she wanted to be there for my half-siblings and their kids. A few days ago, my brother told my mom she would be the last person they let babysit the kids for them. They were struggling to find someone mom offered. She came over to me and started crying about being rejected by kids and grandkids and how hard it was for her to love them all so much and want to be part of their lives but to be kept at a distance and told they don't even want to use you for free babysitting. She never asked about me or my son. She just came to lean on me, and I was dealing with my son struggling with sleep. I was already tired and feeling kind of drained, and to hear that she offered my half-brother to help when she knew the struggles my husband and I were having with our son and never really offered to help us. I couldn't deal with it. I told her I did not want to hear it, and she needed to leave because I am tired of always hearing about how much she wants their love and acceptance when she has a child and a grandchild who love to have her around. She cried even harder and told her I could not deal with her, and made sure that. She cried even harder, and I told her I could not deal with her and made sure she left. Afterwards, my dad said I'd been totally harsh and claimed that my mom was distraught when she got home. He said I should have supported her like I always do. Am I the asshole? Dude. Oh, God. So no. No, you're not the asshole. I think everyone but you is the asshole, to be honest. Like, okay. So, breaking this down. I understand from the stepchildren's perspective. That is not their mother. Okay? I get that. I think my mom... Get back over there. Wrong screen. My mom has always tried to be seen as the parent and the second mom to my half-siblings. No. You don't get to decide that. You don't. Like, you can try. You should absolutely try, and you should be there for your stepkids, right? Absolutely. But my mom has always tried to be seen as a second mom to my half-siblings. Bad. Bad. You don't get to decide that. You're not entitled to that. They lost their mother. No. You're not their second mom. And they have a right to that. I think where they turn into the assholes is when they have grandchildren. And their grandchildren are like, Grandma! And they're like, no, that's not your grandma! Your grandma's dead! That's just the lady your grandpa's fucking! Like, dude, you're both 30 years old. You're not children. Like, if you were 15 and you were like, no, that's just Dad's girlfriend. That is not my mom. One, you'd be right. Two, I'd understand where the anger part of that comes from. But to be in your 30s and be like, no, that's not your grandma. That's Grandpa's girlfriend. Fucking weirdo behavior, dude. Really, really weirdo behavior. And to be fair, and I have a rule when I'm talking about Am I the Asshole posts where I don't try to add to the lore, right? I try to take everything at face value. Because I feel like that's the only fair way to engage with these posts. Because we could sit here all day and speculate, like, oh, what's their real relationship? Or, like, is OP lying? But that's just not fun. If we're gonna engage with the content, we have to take it at face value. So I don't like to push, like, opinions onto the posts. But, to me, it does feel like there's more tension in the relationship between her and those boys than that's not our real mom. I'm not going to speculate on what I think that is. It doesn't matter. But it does feel like it's more complicated than, well, they just don't like their dad's new wife. Because they're in their 30s. And I had to go through this as an adult, right? Like, my father started dating someone after my mom had passed. And obviously, as an adult, you're not like, well, that's my new mom. Obviously, you're like, and again, the differential is without the anger, you're like, oh, that's my dad's girlfriend. But, like, I would never be like, well, I hate this woman and would never let her babysit my children because she is not my mom as a 30-year-old. That's what gets me. I feel like the anger comes from somewhere else. That's not just that. That being said, that's so shitty. Like, I'm so sorry your mom's like that. Like, it sounds like she's more obsessed, from what you've posted, OP, it sounds like she's more obsessed with gaining their attention because they won't give it to her. And that's toxic as fuck. And, like, for your dad to just be like, you should have just done what you always do and placated her. I know you're struggling and you have a small child that you and your husband are really struggling with, that it's having problems sleeping and, like, you're exhausted and you really need help and your mom refuses to help you and only comes to you to complain about your brothers and, but why didn't you just placate her like you always do? You should have just did that. That sucks. Not the asshole. 100% not the asshole. Let's go to the comments. Not the asshole, and I have a feeling there are pretty definite reasons your half-siblings don't want your mom around. Her total disregard of you and your son is weird and makes me think there's more going on. Where is your dad in all of this? Well, her dad's at home going, just let her go. Just leave her alone. Is that is OP. What? They don't want either of us around, but it could be to do with how they feel about my mom. I haven't had a relationship with either half-sibling in so many years, and even saying we had a relationship before feels disingenuous. My dad has never done much about this. He just tells my mom not to feel bad because it's not her fault. He used to tell her they'd come around in time. Oof. Stop indulging her. Remove your support. She's being ridiculous. Yes! Preach! Let's go! These are her husband's children who are now adults. They don't want a relationship with her. That's it. But she is a biological child who wants a relationship with her. She is a biological grandchild she could spend time with and love. Instead of investing in those relationships, she's moaning over something that's been going on for 30 years. I don't know if it's been going on for 30 years. I think that the two boys are in their 30s. I think that's different. Either way, that's not going to change. I can't imagine chasing after people who despise me when I have people who love me and want me. It's very strange behavior. Cut her off next time she even mentions it. She's been mentioning it for decades. Enough is enough. True. 100% true. Info, where does your dad stand in regards to his children's relationship with your mother? I feel like your mom may be overcompensating for something with step-siblings. He always tells mom she's done nothing wrong, and he used to say the kids would come around. He's made comments that he thinks they should care more for her than they do. So this dude just does not give a fuck. Yeah, it's rough. No, you didn't do anything wrong. It's not your fault. No, they should care about you more. No, they'll come around in time. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. They'll come around. It's fine. Let's see. Any contention? Is Reddit unanimous? It's fine. Metalliar, are you ready to go down, down, down by the river? Whoa. Oh, that's just a copy of the post. Yeah, alright, so I'm gonna finish up. I'm gonna wrap up this last one, and then we'll go down, down, down by the river. Not the asshole, not the asshole, not the asshole. Oh my god, Reddit's in agreement on something. Ooh. Alright. So I think we'll leave it there. I think that's Reddit React for today. I will be right back, and then me and Metalliar will go down, down, down by the river. So stay tuned.